want me to sit right here? Okay. Now what? I'm waiting for fireworks. Something explosive. Welcome back. My name is James. This is another 365 movies in 365 days and 3 minutes and 65 seconds. Here we go. Boom. You're hanging with the Herons and we have Casino. Settle down with a glass of wine, something good in Italian, red perhaps. And that's what we watched this film with tonight. We really enjoyed the film. It's just one of those classic pictures of Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci doing what they do best in film. It's a very exciting movie. There's a lot going on here. It is a lengthy film, nearly 3 hours long. It's an ongoing story. It's Scorsese. I mean, he's just phenomenal in what he does. Just want to say absolute respect for the mafia and that organization. Total respect. So I need a warning. Just give me one. I'm good. I'll learn from that. Hopefully it's nothing broken. Let's get to that cast. We have Robert De Niro, such a talented actor and director. He's done some great films. He was just in our film, A Bronx Tale. He does a wonderful job. Joe Pesci, just such a fire starter. No pun intended sometimes. He's angry, he's angst, he's funny, he's very smooth. If you ever pay attention to some of his films, he's just very smooth too. You love Joe Pesci, how can you not? Sharon Stone is also in this. She plays her role very well. Sharon Stone is a really talented actress and she just does a great job in this film, playing multiple levels, going through life, good times, bad times. And then rounding out our cast, James Woods. I always think about James Woods from Family Guy, but he's done so many films, plays his role very well. And then the great Don Rickles. Interesting role for him, not so much on the comedic side of things, which he does tend to play, and has more of a lean to. He's really good in this film as well. And then you have your usual mob bosses that are part of the family, and they do a really wonderful job as well. Great supporting cast. Really recommend this film. Let's get to those quick fire facts. So interestingly enough, the film really only exists because the guy that this film is based off of is a De Niro fan. So when he found out the book that was being written about his life could possibly be turned into a movie by Scorsese and De Niro, he said, hey, let me meet these guys, I'll sign off on anything, and all of a sudden everyone came out of the woodwork to create this film. So really interesting there. However, it's interesting also because it made the lawyers very, very nervous. So for instance, a lot of the characters' names were changed, and I found this off Mental Floss, so if you want to go read up about it, it's very interesting there as well. But in changing some of the character names, in changing it being based on a true story to actually adapted from a true story, and then talking about when the characters say back home in reference to actually Chicago and not actually using the word Chicago. So it made a lot of people really nervous as they were making this film because again, we want to have respect for the mafia. They're no laughing matter. Even though I'm laughing, it's nervous laughter. They're a serious organization and that you want to have respect for, and especially in this day and age. This was in the 80s. And last quick fire fact, sadly we'll never know fully what the original characters that were played by Robert De Niro and Joe Pesci thought about the film. They did see a rough cut of the screening, however they weren't very happy with it, including at one point in time Robert De Niro is juggling. The actual person felt very offended by that because he's like, that looks foolish, I look like a fool, and the only reason I did a TV show similar to what they were showing in the film was to appease certain individuals. Really interesting there, their take on it, but they died shortly after that and they weren't really able to get the full picture of why they enjoyed this film or why they didn't enjoy this film. Really recommend this film. It's definitely up there on our list. It's a hard film, it's harsh, there's a lot of language, a lot of violence, a lot of inappropriate scenes, just as a heads up. But definitely go see it if you haven't seen it. It's a Scorsese film, so it's always interesting to know your thoughts. Comment below, let me know what you think. And once you go see it, if you haven't seen it already, come back and let me know then as well. Again, you've been hanging with the Herons on another 365 movies in 365 days and 3 minutes and 65 seconds. Boom, we're out. As always, peace.